What happens when a city known for its resilience and grit faces a disaster so extreme it defies imagination? Picture this. Detroit, Michigan, a city that has weathered economic downturns, social upheavals, and urban decay, is suddenly gripped by a winter so brutal it transforms the landscape into a frozen wasteland. But amidst the chaos, something extraordinary occurs, a miracle that leaves the entire city questioning the very fabric of reality. In the heart of Detroit, a mosque stands untouched by the icy flood that engulfs the city. While cars are frozen in place, streets are transformed into rivers of ice, and homes are submerged in icy water, the mosque remains pristine, as if shielded by an invisible force. How is this possible? What does it mean? And why this mosque? Detroit, often called the Motor City, is no stranger to adversity. From the rise and fall of the automotive industry to the challenges of urban decay, the city has faced its share of struggles. Yet, it has always found a way to rise again, fueled by the resilience and determination of its people. But the winter of 2024 brought a challenge unlike any other. Temperatures plummeted to a bone-chilling -30 degrees Celsius, and heavy snowfall blanketed the city. The snow melted during the day, only to refreeze at night, creating a frozen flood that paralyzed Detroit. Streets turned into icy rivers, cars were encased in thick layers of ice, and the city's parks became frozen seas. Amidst this chaos, the Detroit Mosque, a place of worship for the city's Muslim community, stood untouched. While the rest of the city was engulfed in ice, the mosque remained pristine, its walls free from frost, its grounds clear of snow. This phenomenon didn't go unnoticed. News spread quickly, and soon the entire city was talking about the miracle of the mosque. The story begins on a frigid morning in January 2024. The city had been battling the extreme cold for days, but nothing could have prepared its residents for what was to come. Overnight, the melted snow refroze, creating a frozen flood that engulfed the city. Streets were impassable, cars were buried under layers of ice, and homes were submerged in icy water. Amidst this chaos, the Detroit Mosque stood as a beacon of hope. While the surrounding streets were transformed into icy rivers, the mosque remained untouched. Its walls were free from frost, its grounds clear of snow. It was as if an invisible force was protecting the building, shielding it from the disaster that had befallen the rest of the city. News of the miracle spread quickly. Local media outlets rushed to the scene, capturing images of the mosque standing tall amidst the frozen flood. Social media was abuzz with speculation. Was this a sign from God, a message to the people of Detroit, or simply a coincidence? For the mosque's congregants, the answer was clear. They believed it was a miracle, a sign of divine protection. Imam Al-Shari, the mosque's leader, spoke of the event with reverence. "This is a testament to Allah's power and mercy," he said. "It is a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is hope." But for many residents of Detroit, the miracle was a source of confusion and curiosity. Why had the mosque been spared? What made it different from the rest of the city? These questions sparked a wave of interest in Islam, as people sought to understand the faith that had seemingly defied nature itself. The miracle of the mosque didn't just capture the attention of Detroit's residents, it also sparked a broader conversation about faith, community, and resilience. In a city that has faced its share of challenges, the mosque became a symbol of hope and unity. For many, the event was a wake-up call. It reminded them of the importance of faith and community in times of crisis. As the city struggled to recover from the frozen flood, the mosque became a hub of activity, offering shelter, food, and support to those in need. But the miracle also raised questions about the role of religion in modern society. In a world increasingly dominated by science and technology, how do we explain events that defy rational explanation? And what does it mean for a city like Detroit, with its diverse population and complex history, to witness such a phenomenon? Amidst the growing interest in Islam, Imam Al-Shari emerged as a central figure. Known for his wisdom and compassion, the Imam became a voice of hope and guidance for both the Muslim community and the city at large. But not everyone welcomed the Imam's leadership. Some saw the miracle as a threat to their own beliefs, while others questioned the motives behind the mosque's growing influence. In a city already divided by race, religion, and politics, the miracle of the mosque became a flashpoint for controversy. Despite the challenges, Imam Al-Shari remained steadfast in his mission. "Our goal is not to convert or convince," he said. Our goal is to share the message of peace and compassion that lies at the heart of Islam. The city that never sleeps was forced into a chilling standstill. Fear gripped the hearts of many as the full force of nature's wrath bore down upon them. But amidst the chaos and despair, a beacon of hope emerged. In the heart of the city, nestled among the snow-covered houses and ice-laden trees, stood a mosque, the Islamic center of Detroit, its minarets reaching towards the sky like prayers frozen in time. And here's the miracle. While the rest of the city was imprisoned in ice, the mosque remained untouched. Not a single snowflake clung to its golden dome, not a single icicle hung from its ornate arches. It stood there, serene and radiant, as if protected by an invisible shield, a symbol of hope in a city shrouded in fear. Word spread like wildfire, carried on the icy breath of the wind. People whispered in hushed tones, their voices a mix of awe and disbelief. The mosque, they said, it's untouched, a miracle. Could it be true? As the days turned into nights and the city remained frozen in time, more and more people made their way to the mosque. They came from all walks of life, from all faiths and backgrounds, drawn together by this inexplicable phenomenon. They stood there, gazing up at the untouched mosque, their faces a mixture of wonder and hope. Scientists struggled to explain it. Meteorologists were baffled. Some spoke of unusual wind patterns, of microclimates, of freak occurrences. Others simply shook their heads, unable to offer any logical explanation. But for many, the explanation was simple: faith. This was a sign, they said, a message from a higher power. A reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. A reminder that faith can move mountains, or in this case, melt ice. Imam Al-Shari, the mosque's leader, a man known for his wisdom and compassion, stood before the gathered crowd. His presence was a beacon of hope in these trying times, a symbol of unwavering faith and strength. The community had gathered, braving the harsh winter cold, to hear his words, to find solace and guidance in his message. His voice, amplified by a loudspeaker powered by a generator, echoed through the frozen streets. The sound carried far and wide, reaching the ears of those who couldn't be physically present, but were spiritually connected to the moment. The loudspeaker, a simple piece of technology, became a conduit for his powerful words, bridging the gap between the Imam and his people. "My friends," he said, his voice filled with warmth and conviction, "we are gathered here today in the face of a mystery. A miracle, some say. A sign, others believe. But regardless of how we interpret it, we must recognize the deeper meaning it holds for us all. But whether you see it as an act of God or a quirk of nature, let us not forget the message it carries. A message of hope," he continued, his eyes scanning the crowd, making sure his words resonated with each individual. Hope that even in the darkest of times there is light. Hope that no matter how insurmountable the challenges may seem, we have the strength to overcome them. A message of resilience, he emphasized, of resilience that is born from our shared struggles and our collective will to persevere. We have faced many hardships, but each time we have emerged stronger, more united. A message of unity, he declared, his voice rising with passion. Unity that binds us together, that makes us more than just individuals, but a community, a family. In unity we find our true strength. In unity we can overcome any challenge, no matter how great. Let us stand together, shoulder to shoulder, heart to heart, and face whatever comes our way with courage and faith. The crowd, moved by his words, felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination. They knew that as long as they stood together they could weather any storm. The children played in the snow, their laughter a testament to the enduring spirit of the community. The adults, holding hands and embracing, found comfort in each other's presence, knowing they were not alone. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the snowy landscape, the people slowly dispersed, carrying with them the Imam's message of hope, resilience, and unity. The mosque stood tall against the winter sky, a symbol of their faith and their unwavering spirit. And in the hearts of the people, the message lived on, a guiding light in the cold, dark winter. And stand together they did. Inspired by the untouched mosque, the people of Detroit found a renewed sense of purpose. They shared their food, their blankets, their warmth. They helped their neighbors clear the snow. They checked on the elderly. They comforted the frightened. The mosque, once a place of worship for the Muslim community, became a sanctuary for all, a place of warmth, of food, of shelter. a testament to the power of faith to unite people, regardless of their background or beliefs. The thaw, when it finally came, was slow and gradual. It was as if the city itself was waking up from a long, deep slumber, stretching and yawning as the ice and snow began to melt away. The process was almost poetic, each drop of water a note in a symphony of renewal, like a sigh of relief from the frozen city. The buildings, once cloaked in a thick blanket of white, began to reveal their true colors. The streets, previously silent and deserted, started to buzz with activity once more. It was a transformation that could be felt in the air, a palpable sense of change and rejuvenation. The ice melted, the snow receded, and life slowly returned to normal. People emerged from their homes, blinking in the bright sunlight, as if seeing the world anew. The city, which had been in a state of hibernation, began to pulse with life again. The sound of children playing, the hum of traffic, the chatter of pedestrians. All these familiar noises returned, filling the air with a sense of normalcy. But the memory of that winter, of the mosque that stood untouched amidst the ice, remained etched in the hearts of all who witnessed it. It was a sight that spoke of resilience and faith, a beacon of hope in the midst of a harsh winter. The mosque, with its serene presence, became a symbol of endurance, standing tall and unyielding against the elements. The story of the Detroit Mosque is far from over. It is a story of resilience, faith, and the enduring power of community. It is a story that challenges us to rethink our assumptions about religion, science, and the nature of miracles. As Detroit continues to recover from the frozen flood, the mosque stands as a symbol of hope and unity. It reminds us that even in the darkest times, there is light, and it challenges us to come together, to support one another, and to find strength in our shared humanity. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, miracles are not just about defying nature, they are about inspiring hope,